Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Wominjeka, welcome to this place. I acknowledge that I stand on the lands of my mother, the Budurong, the Woiwurrung, under the Wurundjeri Nations. Now, I have been impressed by books. I'm a well-read person. In my late-night activities, in my more nefarious days when I was cat burgling, I would lie in a woman's toilet in the outer suburbs, the wealthy suburbs of a church, and I would read into the early hours of the morning until it was time for me, I reckon, to clock on and start my collecting rent from a lot of houses around the place. And that's so books have stood me in good stead. I was raised up with the Salvation Army, and so I was impressed with the Bible. In undertaking my journey as a leader in my community, I take a great stock of the original JC. And what stood me in good stead was the lesson I learnt from my time in religious studies, learning about JC, turning the other cheek, because coming out of prison, playing the ultimate role in my community as the featherfoot, the G'daycha man, the lawman in my communities, I went up against my would-be-could-be gangster cousin dealers, and I waggled a finger, I stamped a foot, I pointed the bone at their behaviour towards the women in the community and towards the elders, and I did tell them outrightly to stop selling drugs to my brother Artie. And it was very hard for me to accept the barbs, the comments, and the brutality that stemmed from that. But I knew from my religious experiences, the Bible, that I had to turn the other cheek. I had to understand where they were coming from. It took me a long time, a year, for a full year, to come around to acknowledge that I was indeed the second coming for them, perhaps. The original JC, well, I am the second JC coming, So, but the ultimate book that I would like to write has not been, the book that would most impress me would be the book that I hadn't written yet. I want to write a book. Its title, I would like to call it The Big Black Book of Little Jack Charles, a Born-Again Blackfella. I came out of prison and I was reborn. I had a series of epiphanies in prison. So it led me onto the journey of coming back into my community, realising the fact that, indeed, I was now touting myself as the man beyond reproach. Needed very much to stay focused in my community, be showcased by setting an example, living my life and being accessible to everybody in my community and indeed Australia. And it stood me in good stead because I have been acknowledged by Victorians largely as their most senior Victorian senior Victorian Australian of the Year. And so I take that to heart. That, strengthens my resolve to be a key player. But yes, the book that will most likely turn the course of my life would be Jack Charles, the Little Black Book of Jack Charles, a Born-Again Blackfella. So thank you very much. Okay, thank you.